Yo, what's up? My name's Patrouski, and welcome to Breeding Extravaganza number 4. Now, you might immediately be asking yourself, Patrouski, what is a breeding extravaganza? Is that just a term you made up? And yes, it absolutely is. You see, a breeding extravaganza is pretty much where I just put together a ton of breeds like this, ranging from different amounts of Pokeyen, 2x31, 3x31, 4x31, fully competitive, alpha Pokemon, etc., etc. I collect, I garnish, and I, get ready all of these incredible breeds, and then I go ahead and do them all in one shot on dinner status and shiny charm, increasing my shiny rate by 20%. Hopefully, eventually one day, getting a shiny competitive Pokemon bred. It's a lot of fun. It's kind of a dreamy, exciting little thing. I see a lot of people saying hi to me in game. What's up? What's up? And this is my 4th time doing one. I've done them in the past for little smaller sub goals, like 1,000 subs. I think the next one was at 5,000 or so, 5,000 or 10,000. And then I did a 25,000 sub special doing an alpha only breeding extravaganza. Now, for breeding extravaganza number 2, I consumed 194 Pokemon. And today, I have 4 full boxes set up to be consumed. That is 6 times 24. That's 240 Pokemon, a new record for the breeding extravaganza. And not only more Pokemon, but it's also more expensive Pokemon. If I had to estimate the Pokeyen value worth of Pokemon in these boxes, it's probably easily around 20 mil minimum, which sounds kind of extreme, but there are some expensive breeds in here. Things like this Excadrill. An alpha Excadrill is 500k on its own. There's breeds in here that cost 1 million Pokeyen just to create. Things like this alpha Tyranitar. These are like 400k, 300k or whatever, just for any alpha T-Tar. And I'm doing this at the perfect time since I am evenly at 55,000 encounters dry since my last shiny Pokemon. You can see that number in the top right-hand corner way up there. Now, first things first, breeding extravaganzas go in 3 different orders. There's step 1. Well, you guys don't see me off camera putting together these breeds. This took like a month or so, a long time to do. It's mostly what I've been doing off stream and off camera, just putting together and collecting all of these breeds. And then after doing that, I go ahead and I go through all my boxes and I explain each breed, and I'll show you guys what it will look like after I breed them, and then also explain why I'm going with it and sort of the history of the Pokemon and stuff like that to build that attachment to them. And then I go do the breeding where I pop the charm and dinner status, obviously, and then there's step 3, which is hatching all of the eggs and hoping for the best. Before I jump into step 1, I do want to quickly say that if you enjoyed today's video, please leave a like on it. I don't usually ask for that at the beginning of the video because I usually want people to watch or absorb a piece of content before deciding whether they liked it or not. But I'm letting you know now because it's much better for the algorithm to tell you at the beginning. And secondly, videos like this take a lot of time. This is not a daily video sort of thing. This took, once again, months and months, tons of Pokeyen of preparation. So if you appreciate these videos and you want to see more like it, like the video, helps out a lot. Dislike if not, subscribe to the channel for daily PokeMMO videos, and follow me on Twitch for streams Monday through Thursday. You guys know my outro spiel, but let's go ahead and jump into the first breed here, Ditto and Archon. Now, the interesting thing about this Archon is that I originally bred this back in 2021. I was trying to make an Archeops comp way back then, 3 years ago now. That's crazy. Man, time flies. And I'm trying to actually correct this breed because Archons were really expensive to breed back then. They probably are decently expensive. It's a pretty niche Pokemon, and their fossils are extremely expensive. I think 20k a piece or something for an Archon fossil. But I'm going to rebreed this with correct nature. Archeops is a cool Pokemon because he can be a mixed attacker in NU. He's kind of underrated. Archeops is Archeops. Super interesting Pokemon. Insane base stats. 140 attack, 112 special attack, 110. How is this an NU? This Pokemon would be broken with these stats. Well, Archeops has something called the Defeatist ability, which I believe halves its stats. It halves its stats when its HP is below half HP. And you can even lose HP just by throwing off, different attacks, like if you want to use Brave Bird or something, we'll probably use Acrobatics, but you have to keep Archeops at high HP, and if it gets below it, it starts to really get hit hard. It becomes useless, essentially. So high risk, high reward Pokemon that is totally up my alley. I've got the Archon breed that I've had sitting there forever. 31 attack, all these stats. They're going to roll a little bit here. High special attack is important, so you can go mixed on this thing. Everstone on a Lonely Ditto. A Ditto with these stats was pretty cheap nowadays. Good IV Dittos are pretty cheap right now, so it's a really good time. This is a breeder's market. It's a good time to be doing a breeding extravaganza. But this will be a Pokemon that I keep, a competitive Pokemon that I've been wanting to put together for a very, very long time. Same with this Pokemon. This was very, very similar. This was a Deerling that I bred probably around the same time, 2022. I think I bred this in a previous, breeding extravaganza, funnily enough, and it came out wrong nature, and it also came out with the HPIV like low rolled or something. Now, unfortunately, I'm kind of hoping these don't come out shiny because, as you can see, these are Patrouski Star. Thankfully, the Archon actually works, but the Deerling is actually Patrouski Star, and I don't know if there's a way to fix that. I wonder if I could go catch like the certain form. I might actually have that form OT. So yeah, I don't really know if there's anything I can do to fix this Patrouski Star, because unfortunately the Deerling's just Patrouski Star, but so is the Archon. So I don't know why that's, I don't know. Anyway, the Deerling, hope it doesn't come out shiny, but this is a great breed. Sawsbuck is a really, really cool competitive Pokemon. I am rolling the nature here randomly. 3x31, gonna come out super solid using a this was probably from a mysterious Pokeball. Yup, a mysterious Pokeball abusing those, getting quick sold for cheap. Sawsbuck, super interesting competitive Pokemon. Don't have this form in my decks. There we go. Having access to Chlorophyll and Sap Sipper, can operate pretty well under Sun. Having a unique move in Horn Leech, which is essentially just a physical version of Giga Drain, which is perfect for this Pokemon. Sawsbuck can be a really cool Sun team sweeper with access to Swords Dance and physical Giga Drain, essentially. But that's it for the first two. Let's keep going. Next up, another Pokemon that we've previously bred in a breeding extravaganza. This is going to come out as a 5x31 Vanillite. It was already 4x31 and then 25 IV here, which is kind of funny. But I need to randomly roll the nature. We're going to hope it comes out well. If it doesn't, it's not the end of the world. That kind of, you know, it's okay. We're just kind of doing this for fun in a lot of ways. But it is an alpha Vanillite, which is a lot of fun. So if we have that chance for a lot of Shalfas here, this is a pretty expensive breed. Some of these breeds are for profit, some are for fun, and some are to, you know, keep for competitive Pokemon. So we have a Cryogonal. These are really, really cheap Pokemon to breed. Cryogonal is a genderless Pokemon, so it can only breed with other Cryogonal and Dittos. Coming out 2x31 here, as well as 25 plus in every stat, and guaranteeing that rash nature. Not the most ideal nature for a Cryogonal. Some of these breeds are, you know, a little funky, but you have to kind of sacrifice things to collect all these breeds. Rash nature, not ideal, but definitely usable. And I think Cryogonal is kind of an underrated Pokemon in NU, honestly. I think it can actually do some really, really interesting stuff. Having a really crazy special attack stat, or sorry, special defense actually is pretty decent at 135. Special attack of 95. You can make this thing kind of a Calm Minder, get it pretty bulky. The hard part is its defense, but with that Hail change, making giving a defense boost 1.5 times to all ice types, maybe it's time for Cryogonal to do something in NU. Probably not, but it's a fun little niche Pokemon. All right, our next two breeds, we've got a Lucario breeding with a Ditto. So this Lucario just has 20 plus in all the defenses and speed, which is plenty enough. Breeding with a 31 attack IV Ditto, and then carrying over the adamant nature from Lucario. This Lucario is just a fantastic breeder, as you can see. I'm pretty sure I got this for super, actually no, I got it for super cheap. I caught this myself. Okay, Patrouski OT Lucario, kind of neat. Just a pretty simple breed right there, getting adamant on that 20 plus and everything. 31 attack. Next up, a Cleffa / Clefairy / a Clefable eventually, getting 2x31 and bold nature. That special attack stat, you might see that special attack 31, you're like, oh, why would you even need that? Obviously, you probably prefer a defense or whatever, but man, if Clefable ever drops down to NU, which it does here and there, I hate it. It's my least favorite Pokemon in NU. I think it's super, super broken to be an NU, but sometimes it drops down and almost always gets banned back up to UU. This thing is broken in NU with Cosmic Power, Calm Mind. This thing just becomes unkillable. It's impossible to beat. So, also imagine it with Fairy typing, if that ever comes out. It's just a fun little breed to have in the back pocket. All right, one quick haircut and outfit change later. Let's go ahead and jump into the next breeds. We've got two alpha breeds here, one being a Yanma, special attacking Pokemon. I'm going to have to at least medium roll the special defense and the speed, actually, hoping to kind of get 20 plus speed and 20 plus special defense. But at that point, I don't know, does it really matter? It kind of just looks nice. 3x31 here. Pretty solid. Coming out modest, so we are Everstoning. Not having 31 speed on a Yanmega, not ideal, obviously, but it's at that 95 speed tier, and you're really going to be speed boosting it. Or I guess it's Yanmega, sorry. Yeah, 95 speed tier. You're hoping for that speed boost. I don't really know, actually, if that hyper matters. We'll have to see. I'm going modest anyway, so I'm going for that extra damage. So I feel like you can get the speed made up. You know, it's more about being able to get off more damage. And then next up, we have Arcanine and Piloswine, creating a 3x31, 25 plus in both things. Randomly rolling nature, but a really, really good alpha breed here. Next up, I have two Cofagrigus breeds. Since this Pokemon is super interesting, it's a super annoying wall-type Pokemon, and I feel like Cofagrigus could become good in the future against raids specifically. Really, really cheap breeds here. I probably spent less than 15-20k on both of these Pokemon and all the items and everything. No braces even need to be used. Really simple Cofagrigus, 20 plus in every HP, defense, special attack, and special defense. If the speed high rolls, fine. If not, it's relaxed nature anyway. I want it to be defensive. The second Cofagrigus breed is looking like this. Pretty terrible. I mean, the main thing is it's a really cheap breed. 25 plus HP, defense, and special defense. And that's really all the stats. On a tank like this, you really don't need that many stats. So just 3 times 25 plus. What a cheap breed. It wouldn't surprise me if this breed cost me like 8k Pokeyen. Like, I'm sure this Ditto was 4k, and I bet this Cofagrigus was probably 2k or something. So that's why this was so cheap. Hyper cheap Cofagrigus. I could easily EV train it, XP train it up, and sell it for at least 50k, probably super easily. Going that calm nature on that one, so actually giving me one specially defensive and then one physically defensive Cofagrigus. Now, using Cofagrigus once again, but this time not to make a Cofagrigus, actually to make a Ralts. I want this to be a good delayed. This is a pretty good breed. Lonely nature is not super optimal, but it's honestly super solid. Defense on a Gallade is easily its worst stat. It has good special defense, but its defense is so terrible anyway. It's not surviving anything. So I'm happy with this. 20 plus in every single defensive stat, 25 plus, 27 plus attack, and 31 speed guaranteed. This will be a really, really fun Gallade to use, either Choice Scarf or Choice Banded. And I want to have one of those in my back pocket for when it's super good in OU, or just for like storyline runs or something, possibly, if I ever need that for a different account or something. Next up, Alpha Ghastly. Alpha Gengar is one of those Pokemon that actually is pretty expensive just from a base price. Let's go ahead and double check. I'm pretty sure Alpha Gengar, honestly, cheaper than it has been for a while, to be fair. I mean, at 90k or so. This is a female Gengar. This is probably a little bit more, but yeah, not the cheapest breed in the world. 31 attack IV that I'm just super ignoring, so I can go ahead and give this thing 2 times 31 special attack and speed, and then I have a chance of a 31 HP roll there, but if it rolls in the middle, that's totally fine. Everything else, the defense, I hope rolls in the middle. Hopefully, we like low roll on attack. I don't need the attack, but random nature, a lot of randomness. There's a lot of breeds like this that'll have a ton of RNG. That'll be super fun and spicy to see how they turn out. 2 more big alpha breeds. Lots of alpha breeds. These can be expensive. Another Yanma. This one being able to be mixed attacking. Random nature, 3 times 31, 25 plus in 3 stats. Super high IV Yanma. And then next up with a Spiritomb. Ditto and Spiritomb, 3 times 31, 20 plus in everything. Just a beautiful alpha Spiritomb, simply randomly rolling that nature. Next up, another Vanillite breed. This one, we are hoping for some good RNG on the special attack stat. A high roll would be incredible here. An average roll would be fine, but 20 is kind of low. Other than that, 2 times 31, 31 speed is super relevant. Randomly rolling nature, just breeding up a nice little Vanilla. I love Vanillite. Vanillite is one of my favorite, honestly, competitive Pokemon. It's super fun, super brain dead to use, honestly. Beldum coming in, 1 time special attack. You can sometimes snipe. I've had a lot of success sniping 20 plus stat Beldums on the GTL a lot. This is a really, really nice breed. I bet you this Ditto also was like 15k or less probably. This Beldum, man, 20 plus in every single stat and 31 attack. I'm very happy with this. Sassy Nature. I'm purposefully Everstoning Sassy Nature so you could make this an Assault Vest. Assault Vest Metagross specifically. Going to be really specially defensive, bulky, and then it can go mixed attack. A lot of people don't really go mixed attack on Metagross, but I like having that option. Being able to run like Stab Psychic or something on it can be a lot of fun. And Metagross's special attack stat is definitely usable in my opinion. It's obviously a lot less than its physical, but if someone's going to bring in, like, let's say a, good example, Cofagrigus to like try to answer, you could go ahead and throw up a Psychic against that Cofagrigus and pop off, you know? Couple more Beldum breeds here. 31 attack, 20 plus in every single stat except for special attack, so just going full physical on this one, and we're able to Everstone an Adamant Nature. Super clean Beldum breed. Next up, man, lots of really beautiful Beldum breeds here, not gonna lie. The Everstone here is a little funny, but I like the idea. I just like mixed Beldums. Now, honestly, overlooking this, should I Everstone this? I kind of just want to let it randomly roll, actually, because since this special attack is gonna come out 2 to 26, I don't know if I want to, I'm glad, this is why we kind of go over things and double check things. Like, I feel like I'm better off just not even Everstoning here. to be totally honest, and letting it randomly roll. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take this one off, honestly. Let's exit out of the way. And I'd rather just let it randomly roll in nature. There's gonna be a lot more natures like that end up being usable there. Sassy, I guess not really with the 31 speed, to be fair. It probably, but hasty, naive, adamant, naughty, lonely, those could all work. I'd rather go those over mild there, so I'm gonna let that nature randomly roll, save the 5k Pokeyen. It's not really, you know, if it was better, I'd happily spend the 5k Pokeyen, but I feel like it's just optimal to go ahead and let that roll. So glad I double checked that. Another great Metagross breed, that one with 31 speed. One last Metagross breed, another one with 31 speed, randomly rolling nature, 25 plus in HP, attack, defense, super good, 20 plus with defense, randomly rolling that special attack. This could be a super good, super cheap Beldum breed. And then a Skarmory breed, which is a pretty cool Pokemon, kind of lost to time. Like, this Pokemon used to be so much better, but look at these stats. Randomly rolling nature, looking for something defensive here, maybe like a Careful or something would be super good, or like a minus special attack, whether it be Impish, minus special attack plus defense, something like that. 25 plus pretty much, as long as it medium rolls in HP, attack, defense, every stat that it needs. Obviously, it doesn't need special attack. It could even high roll that, but don't really need that. Just a super good Skarmory. I found this super cheap Skarmory breeder just missing the attack IV, which you do want for like Brave Bird or something, in my opinion. I feel like Skarmory is one of those tanks that people will switch in certain like frail Pokemon into and try to set up against it or try to kind of pressure it out, thinking it's just going to sit there and dirtle and kind of do nothing. But when you throw off a nice little Brave Bird with 80 attack, you know, it's enough of an attack stat to really throw some pressure out onto a Pokemon as a tank. More alpha breeds coming out. 3 times 31. This is beautiful. 3 times 31 plus 27 plus. Now, interesting point here. It says Patrouski star, but this actually will, for sure, I can guarantee, will come out of Patrouski without the star. The reason why this happens is because the game doesn't know whether you're going to make it a Nidoran male or a Nidoran female. So they don't really know, like, if you have it in your Pokedex or not. So that's just like a little thing to watch out for. I've noticed that a lot with these Nido breeds, but this is a beautiful Nidoran male or female, depending on how it probably, like, it's gonna be a special attacker. Really, that could go either way. Like, we'll have to see. And it's gonna getting a lot of the TM moves carried over as well, Thunderbolt and Ice Beam. So that's gonna save me a little bit of Pokeyen, which is kind of neat. And then Frillish, I don't have a good Jellicent. Jellicent is a super unique Pokemon. A Pokemon with Scald and Ghost typing allow it to throw off and fish for those burns with Stab, as well as be a good Rapid Spin blocker, having that Ghost typing. Just a super unique Pokemon. How's Jellicent doing nowadays? It is down in the UU tier. It's constantly been kind of in OU. It's just a super unique Pokemon. Like, stat-wise, isn't anything special, 480 base stats, but having access to Water Absorb to regain some of its HP and Sustain, and then also obviously being its super unique Water Ghost typing, it's a really fun Pokemon in my opinion. Also getting Will-O-Wisp for super good bulky, tanky utility. We've got like a whole row of alpha breeds to talk about. Let's go over the first one. 4 times 31 alpha Horsey coming out here with, hopefully, as long as his medium rolls, 23 plus defense. If this low rolls, that would be super sad. Randomly rolling in nature. If this came out timid or modest, that would be a dream come true. Next up, we've got a Xatu and an Altaria, making a 1 times 31 guaranteed Swablu, but we're carrying over that bold nature. I see what we're doing here. So, 2 times 31 guaranteed, sorry, but it could also go through in special defense. That would be fantastic. So this thing's going to be a specially attacking, it could roll H, I guess high roll attack though, but it's going to be a specially attacking Altaria. This is what's known as the one-man army Altaria. I love that. That's probably what I'm going to do with this. So this is an Altaria that runs, yeah, actually this kind of has almost the same exact build that I'm going to run on it, if not the same exact one. Yeah, so, yeah, no, I think this has the exact same build, actually. This is a perfect way to display what this Pokemon is. Is this EV trained? Is this like a comp? Okay, no, it just randomly has this. Dragon Pulse, Heal Bell, Cotton Guard, Roost. This thing is a monster. I love Altarias like this. So its job is to set up Cotton Guard, which boosts its defense by +3 stages, which is ridiculous. So you train this thing in 252 HP, 252 special defense EV, so it's especially defensively bulky and just super bulky in general. And then you take care of the defense with the nature being bold, obviously with the breed, and then the Cotton Guard move. So you raise your defense, you become unkillable as long as they don't have an ice type. The problem with this Pokemon is that it has a 4 times weakness to ice, so you have to make sure you remove all of your opponent's ice type, any shenanigans, before you bring this thing out and try to set up. But if you can come out, set up Roost, Cotton Guard, Heal Bell, and then you just Dragon Pulse them down, you just become unkillable. This thing is a pain in the butt. It's a one-man army that can sweep teams. Here you can see the row. We're moving on to this little section of Sunfloras. I really like shiny Sunflora, especially the idea of a Shalfa Sunflora, so that's why I stocked up so many of these breeds. And there was a Alpha Sunflora Swarm at one point, so I went ahead and bought a bunch of these for breeders. 3 times 31 HP defense and speed, and then 25 plus in these two stats. Timid nature, a perfectly competitive Sunkern / Sunflora. However, it's still a Sunkern / Sunflora. Not many people care about it, but I care about it. I like this Pokemon. So next up, similar situation, 3 times 31, but in some different stats. Modest, we got 1 timid, 1 modest. This one's not 31 speed, which is not ideal, but you know what? Still a fantastic breed for super cheap. Now, am I going to need to keep all of these Sunfloras? Probably not. You know, I'm probably going to end up selling some of these, but I'll probably make a lot of them competitive, honestly. Before, look at this, 4 Sunflora Alphas in my inventory. Looks awesome. All right, here we go. Next breed, 3 times 31. Similar situation, hoping that this speed gets 20 plus. We do get a modest Everstone there as well. And then 1 more Sunflora breed. Pretty similar, but we're randomly rolling a lot of 31s here, so we can have that timid. This might be the best one, even though we're randomly rolling, hopefully, a 31 defense here. But look at this. Timid nature, 31 special attack, 31 speed, timid nature. That's perfect. You don't get much better than that in terms of a special attack in Pokemon. And then 1 more Sunflora breed. Just a few of these guys. I'm a fan of the Pokemon. 3 times 31, really similar thing, you know, all kind of the same. 3 times 31, special attack and speed. Randomly rolling nature, timid or modest would be a dream. 20 plus in every other stat that it needs. Just super, super solid. Got that 31 HP as well, why not? And then this is one of the biggest breeds of the entire breeding extravaganza. I have it titled Make Female. I forgot to type that E for whatever reason. I copy and paste it, whatever. I need to remember this. I'm gonna have to group and figure out what Pokemon I need to specifically pay the Pokeyen to make female and which ones I need to pay to make male, because some are worth that. I'll double check all of that at the end. But 3 times 31 Alpha Tyranitar, 31 HP attack and speed, and then 25 plus in every other stat, plus, well, 20 plus defense, and then a possible 31 IV roll on the special attack. Randomly rolling the nature, that's gonna be the most important thing here. Yeah, it's super, super... Tyranitar is expensive. For those who don't know, you only get... Every single player that plays PokeMMO gets 1 Alpha Tyranitar encounter, and that's it. You get 1 Alpha T-Tar encounter, and that's it. It's done. It's over. You get no more. There's no Alpha Swarms for it. It's just 1 static Alpha Tyranitar encounter you get once you complete Johto and complete your Pokedex and access Mount Silver. So there's a huge... Obviously, like, technically, you could always make alt accounts and, like... forever farm Alpha Tyranitars, but you know, just make alt accounts and just complete the Pokedex and just complete, you know, all regions to be able to do that. That's a lot of grinding just to get Alpha T-Tar. It's you know, it's not the most powerful. I don't think the hidden ability, or if it has one, it's not a very good hidden ability, I'm pretty sure. But really solid base price Pokemon. I'm pretty sure I bought mine for around 300k or so. This one's really cheap. I could even flip that, but yeah, really happy to have an Alpha T-Tar breed in these boxes. It's a really fun one to do. That is box 1 fully covered. So thank you guys for watching that. Let's head on over to box 2. We're officially 25% done the explanations. I will have good timestamps in this video. If you want to skip around, if you get too bored, you can always come back to this. I think it's important. I hope you guys don't skip just straight to the end to see if I got a shiny or not, because I think it's super important to build the attachment, you know? I think it's really important. This is one of those things that long-term content, you know, we can't be too zoomer-brained, even though I like to be zoomer-brained. It's important to have that development and to build that attachment, and then that payoff is going to be so much greater at the very end, whether I get a shiny or not, right? We'll see what Deerling Alpha 3 times 31. Hopefully at least medium rolling, a special defense here. Randomly rolling nature. That could be super good or a pain in the butt. We got another Vanillite breed. Just love this Pokemon to death. Hopefully, the defense is rough there. Even if I medium roll, it's 19. Could be worse. This could be one of those things where I use it in like another breed afterwards, where it's like kind of just a beginner, quote unquote beginner breed. But 31 3 times here, super nice. Special attack IVs in the mineral egg group is usually decently cheap, honestly, so you can get some good breeds set up with that. Next up, a really, really simple and cheap breed. This needs a lot more IVs, but it could just roll things. The special defense is helpless. This is not getting fixed in this breed. This is probably another one, but it's going to be a hidden ability access Stratini. That's really important. Hidden ability access, Dratini, hopefully 24 plus speed if it medium rolls, 20 plus defense if that medium rolls, Jolly nature, we are everstoning and carrying over that nature, 31 attack, hidden ability access, Jolly Dratini, that alone is honestly really solid. Those are in really, really high demand. Next up, we have a 3x31, lots of 3x, 4x31s, 3x31 Vanillite. Every 3x31 you see, even at the cheapest, is going to be worth around 100, usually around 100k at the cheapest. Some will be worth like 60 or like 70 to 90k at the super, super cheapest. But as to the average cost, the average price, if you want to average it out, average price of a 3x31 is around 120k. So each of these 3x31 breeds you see are worth around 120k, which is pretty good in my opinion. Hopefully, we're medium rolling the special defense stat. We do get a modest Everstone. If this medium rolls, this will just be a perfect Vanillite comp. If it low rolls special defense, it's going to stink. Another hidden ability access Dratini breed. Not worrying about the nature here, though. Just getting a solid 2x31 onto it. 20 plus attack. Maybe we high roll the special defense. That would be super lucky, but I'm not really hoping on it. The main thing here is just to create a 2x31 hidden ability access Dratini. Nothing super fancy. Next up, we've got a Wurmple and a Shuckle. Putting 2x31 onto this Shuckle plus 20 plus HP. If this rolls any defensive nature at all, it'll be competitive PvP ready. You really don't need that much for a PvP ready Shuckle. And so many natures work, man. Careful, impish, relaxed, sassy. Like, you only need 3 stats on Shuckle: HP, defense, special defense. So any single defensive nature, aside from gentle and lax, those two won't work, obviously. But anything else would be great. Once again, another hidden ability access Dratini breed, but this one is much better than the previous ones. 2x31 in HP and speed, really caring about that 31 speed IV, but having 20 plus in every other stat, attack, defense, special defense. If this thing rolled Adamant or Jolly, this would be like a 5-6 times on the cost. This would be an insane profit if it rolled well. And then here's one of the more expensive breeds of the entire video. Once again, Alpha Zorowa. This is a very expensive Pokemon to breed, and I'm doing a lot of gambling on it. I like taking these expensive breeds and gambling with them. As we can see, I really want that modest nature, so I'm taking out that modest nature. We're going to guarantee 31 speed, we're going to guarantee 31 HP, we're going to randomly roll on the special defense, hopefully at least medium roll, and if we can high roll on the special attack, oh, it'd be gorgeous, but medium roll will be fine. As long as everything goes okay, I really want this attack to low roll so the rest can do okay. This could be insane. But Alpha Zorowa, a competitive Alpha Zorowa would be super nice. Alpha Zorowa is one of those Pokemon that has a 400,000 Pokeyen base price on these. It's a lot, dude. They're pretty expensive. This one's 4. I almost want to pick this up. Onto one of the most important hidden ability access Pokemon in the game, being Eevee, because you can turn it into a Magic Bounce Espeon. When Magic Bounce got put onto Espeon as a hidden ability, it was the first Magic Bounce Pokemon in all of PokeMMO, and it immediately took this thing from a mediocre to decent NU threat all the way up to like decent OU threat. So it jumped 2 tiers aggressively. Gonna get 3x31 here, HP, special attack, special defense, and then 20 plus in the defense and speed, randomly rolling that nature. Hopefully it comes out okay. Next up, we have a Slacking breed. I love Slacking / Slackon, such a fun Pokemon. Could possibly turn out 4x31 if we get absolutely piss lucky. More likely though, I'm just hoping for 2x31. If the attack medium rolls, it's fine. If it high rolls, that'd be incredible. Nature is the big thing here. These could roll however they really want. That's fine. Nature, if this came out Adamant or Jolly, would be phenomenal. This is also the Alpha Slacking. This is my actually Patrouski OT Alpha Slacking. This is the one with the spring particle effect, which is important. In putting together that Alpha Slacking build, that breed actually inspired me to go ahead and look for some other slack off builds. So you know what? Here are some: 30 HP, 31 attack guaranteed, 25 plus in defense and defense most likely. The speed is the big roll here. This is probably a hyper cheap breed. I bet this cost me, I'd say 10k or less. I guess with the braces, double braces, this probably cost me a little bit more than, but really fun slack off breed. I bet I bought the slack off for like 2k or something. Let's check. This is a funny one. This has no items on it. Zorowa and slack off, 25 plus. Really hoping for that attack IV roll. I could arguably brace that, but I don't know if it's really worth the Pokeyen. Honestly, it might be. You know what? Let's go do it. I know it's fun to see all these roll, but let's go ahead and let's go at least go brace the attack IV on that. That's worth it, I think. And this is why we go back and kind of double check everything. So this slack off actually is going to have like insane stats now, except for speed, which is totally fine. You can go Trick Room. Oh, I put the attack person on the wrong. Wait, one sec. Once again, this is why we triple double. Dude, when you spend a lot of time breeding, I always say, if I spend around 45 minutes breeding, I will always make one mistake. Always. Because it's just so mentally taxing. And it's so focused. A lot of focus, you know, for that amount of time. So here we are, 30 attack guaranteed, 25 plus pretty much in everything. Almost guaranteed, except for this, obviously. But special attack, who cares? I could see slacking and like a Trick Room team. I think what's the base stat speed? 90, 100? 100? It would be kind of goofy. It would be kind of goofy. It'd be goofy as hell. It could be a Pokemon that could operate in and outside of Trick Room, especially like an NU Trick Room. An NU Trick Room, really anything could go. You're probably giving your opponent too much of an advantage there. Maybe if you end up with like Relaxed or Brave Nature, it really becomes viable, but that'll be a funny slacking. That's what I'll say. You know, a lot of these breeds aren't perfect. They're not meant to be perfect. They're just kind of fun. They're scrappy. You're just hoping for the chance of breeding a good IV shiny. Next up, Krabby and Tentacle. What does this make? This makes a Krabby / Kingler, naive nature that works plus speed. Really cheap breed here. Hopefully we at least medium roll the attack. Other than that, we have a really cheap Kingler competitive Pokemon. Some people are really coming around to Kingler with Sheer Force specifically. This will probably just get sold as a breeder. I'm going to be totally honest. Next up, 3 times 31 guaranteed. On this, having this special attack, actually on the Quillfish it wouldn't matter. For a Sharpedo, you actually kind of do want the special attack. It can go mixed. But for Quillfish, Aqua Jet, Swords Dance, 3 times 31. This is just solid. Nothing to say. Like, Quillfish is super good right now in NU. You can actually go check. 21% usage rate, 55% win rate. Intimidate Quillfish is absolutely killing it. Which Intimidate is its hidden ability. So that is super relevant to have in Alpha. Next up, a little Magnemite breed. I'm a huge fan of Analytic Magnezone, the reason being. Now, you still go speed on it. You super hyper still invest into speed on Analytic Magnezone because you still want to be able to outspeed things, you know? It's not really worth it where it's like, oh, I want to go bulky now because of it. No, like, you're still 60 speed. You still want to be able to outspeed things, and it's still fine if you outspeed things. Your special attack stat is insane. But the reason why I absolutely adore Analytic Magnezone is because Analytic triggers if your opponent switches out. For those who don't know, Analytic, it boosts the power of your Pokemon's attack if they move last. I think it boosts by 2 times. I don't know if it's 1.5 or 2 times off the top of my head. It might be 1.5, but it might actually be 2. It's a really big boost. Starmie has it as well, and Starmie uses Analytic in PvP, even though Starmie is like a notoriously pretty fast Pokemon because that's how good Analytic is, 45% usage. Analytic is so fun because if your opponent switches out, right, against Magnezone, you get off a fat Volt Switch. You can hit Volt Switch, stab Volt Switch, choice specs, once again, off of a disgusting special attack stat being like 130 on Magnezone. Imagine a stab, special attack stat 130, fully invested, specs. Like, this thing gets ridiculous. It hits so hard, being able to get that analytic boost and then being able to switch out as well and keep priority and keep momentum. I think this thing is super underrated in OU, but, you know, I'm not the best PvP player, so what do I know? HP, hopefully it medium rolls. A low roll there would suck. Everything else is beautiful. Timid, 31 speed, 31 special attack, 31 defense, 20 plus here. Beautiful Pokemon. Next up, Voltorb. I thought Voltorb would be fun to do some breeds of since shiny Voltorb and Electro would be awesome. I don't have one. This is just a 3 times 31. Super cheap breed because Voltorbs are pretty cheap because they can only breed with other Voltorbs. It's a generalist Pokemon. You can only breed with other Voltorbs or Dittos. This is a pretty simple breed because I looked through my boxes and I realized I don't have a competitive Pelipper. How is that? Like, I might need a Pelipper for raids. I should have a Pelipper for competitive. Pelipper is like the most important rain setting Pokemon with Drizzle in the entire game. So it's ridiculous I don't have one. So just having one at all is crucial in my opinion. Another Voltorb, 3 times 31, just a cheap, fun 3 times 31 breed. Pretty simple. Next up, another Horsey breed, looking at 25 plus HP, defense, special attack, and special defense with 31 speed. Just every single stat you could possibly need, just hoping for a good nature roll. And then a 3 times 31 Scrafty breed with 20 plus special defense. You're going to be really slow here. What I might end up doing with this is making it, I love Trick Room, maybe doing like a Trick Room. You could do, so usually you would go bulk up on Scrafty, but what you could do here is just go Curse. I think it can learn Curse. You could do Curse, and that's going to benefit you in Trick Room because it's the same thing as Bulk Up plus Attack plus Defense, but it lowers your speed, right? Which would normally be a bad thing, but in Trick Room could be super, super good. So as long, yeah, this thing can get Curse. Curse being able to help you out a little bit more in Trick Room, and then be able to get off a fat Drain Punch before Trick Room wears off or something, could be super beneficial. You might still just run Bulk Up, though, honestly, on this anyway, because a huge thing that I've noticed, I did this with my weird, like, Quiver Dance, Trick Room, Blossom, right? You think of, like, oh, why would you run Quiver Dance, Blossom, in Trick Room? You're gaining speed because of Quiver Dance. Why would you ever do that? And I actually had really good success with it because what Quiver Dance, Trick Room, Blossom allowed me to do was it allowed me to get my Quiver Dances off before my opponent attacked. And that allowed me to get that special defense boost. So if they were attacking with special attacking moves, it allowed me to bulk up before the attack, and I could sort of bulk up and bulk up and bulk up and get really tanky. And then once Trick Room, I basically used Trick Room to set up, and then after Trick Room wore off, all of a sudden, well, now I'm really fast because of Quiver Dances. So now I'm like, now I can Giga Drain, and now that actually worked out really. I have a video somewhere on my channel playing Trick Room, Quiver Dance, Shiny Blossom. It's this Pokemon. This actually performed very, very, very well. It's very weird. Once again, you're upping your speed in Trick Room. It's strange, but it works out very well in my opinion. Next up, a good old Litwick breed because it has a fantastic shiny line. Litwick, Chandelure, beautiful shinies, flame body Pokemon, 31 special attack, 31 speed, a nice, fast special attacking Pokemon, 25 plus to HP defense, 20 plus, it's good enough, for defense. Just hoping for a nature roll. Next up, another Yanma breed because goddamn, Yanma and Yanmega are beautiful shiny Pokemon. 31 special attack, 20 plus in every other stat. Nothing super fancy here, randomly rolling for nature. Any breeds where I can, get a decent Pokemon like this that's also a really rare shiny like Yanmega, like that's good enough. As long as it's like a decent enough breed with a rare Pokemon, that's all I really need. Here we have some double alpha Yanma breeds. All right, this Yanma breed is looking beautiful. 3x31 defense, special attack, no defense. Missing the 31 speed, but that's okay. I mean, you do the best you can do. 20 plus speed, 25 plus HP. It's an alpha Yanma. If it comes out shiny, it's going to be gorgeous. Yanma, 31 HP, 31 speed, 31 special attack as well, guaranteed. Once again, no nature on this, but this is really nice. Only issue here is missing defense, but once again, it's an alpha Yanma breed. That's all I really cared about. Now, this breed is relevant because this is going to be a water spout Squirtle. Not really any other, I guess the important stats here are 20 plus special attack, 27 plus really, and then 20 plus speed. So this is going to be a gym rerun Squirtle if it rolls nature, and that's a big if. So if this thing rolls out, to be fair, there's 3 natures, mild, modest, or rash. It's a gym rerun Blastoise ready to go for a beginner gym rerun team. So that's beautiful. Next up, more Yanmas. 3x31 HP, special attack, and speed. Getting those nice little special attack and speed IVs. 29 special defense. Hopefully at least medium roll on the defense to see 20 plus, and then randomly rolling the nature. Alpha Yanmas could also be used as physical attackers with Frisk. You can use them as a Frisk Thief Pokemon to farm items like Flame Orb and stuff from Heatmore, but generally Yanmega is a special attacker. I can actually show you the base stats. So I do try to breed them. I breed them as special attackers first and foremost, and then if they turn out to be like just a utility Frisker, I can just go ahead and convert them into that. Another Water Spout Squirtle breed, once again, 20 plus special attack and speed, and then Water Spout access. This is an egg. This is a chain egg move. I didn't explain that the first one. That's why it's so like notable / complicated. Water Spout is a chain, so I had to first breed Water Spout from a male Whalmer onto a female Remoraid, and then make sure I pay to make that Remoraid male, and then I did that preemptively off camera so I could do the Squirtle breed as like the rare breed. If I were to come out with a shiny Squirtle with Water Spout would be worth significantly more, or a bit, not crazy, but like a bit more, because otherwise if you have a normal shiny Squirtle without Water Spout, you'd have to breed that. You'd have to go buy a shiny Whalmer and a shiny Remoraid, breed those together, get Water Spout, and then breed that with your Squirtle. So you'd have to breed it on retroactively, which is way more expensive. A Lucario breed, a Riolu here, 20 plus in every single stat. Physically, Naughty Nature is good enough. 20 plus in HP defense, special defense, whatever. 20 plus speed. The speed's a little low. 31 attack though, we'll take it. Lucario is actually probably one of the most shunted rares in PokeMMO. There is a lot of people who love and are obsessed with shiny Lucario. These are the final breeds of box number 2. We're looking at a Sandile with 31 attack, 2x31 attack and special defense, plus 20 other in every single stat. So just a super, super good Sandile. Hopefully we get an Adamant or Jolly Nature. And then maybe hopefully Moxie ability as well. If we don't get Moxie, it's like a 35k cost extra, so that sucks. And here is a really expensive breed. A lot of RNG, hoping please for at least a medium roll on defense. That would actually matter. Same with special defense. Jolly Alpha Excadrill. Excadrill is one of the most expensive alphas in PokeMMO. Once again, kind of like a 400k, 500k base price. The reason being is that hidden ability access on Excadrill is so freaking important. Mold Breaker is such a cool ability. What Mold Breaker allows it to, I believe it's the only Pokemon, or one of the only, not the only, it's the best Pokemon in OU to use Mold Breaker to set up Stealth Rocks through Magic Bounce. Mold Breaker Stealth Rocks can ignore Magic Bounce. You can straight up just set up through it, which is a big deal, as well as just being a really powerful Pokemon. Excadrill is such a goddamn hard hitter. Can set up Swords Dance and threaten that way. 135 attack stat is nuts. Its main downside is kind of its speed. It's 110 HP. Honestly, makes it bulkier than you would think. The main thing is that speed stat you can't really make up for, because otherwise you would use Sand Rush to make up for that, like a Sand Team. But here you're kind of just using Excadrill as like a general threat and Stealth Rock setter through Magic Bounce. But that is the end of box number 2. As you can see there, we're 50% done. All right, to kick off box number 3, we've got 2 hidden ability access Gibble breeds. That's important. That rough skin hidden ability is much better than just the normal ability of Sandville on Garchomp in most cases. Rough skin damage is pretty relevant. So we've got 31 attack. That's pretty much it. Just a hidden ability access Gibble goes for a solid base price. You're getting a 31 attack on it if we randomly roll in nature. If the special defense randomly rolls higher, 20 plus speed, 20 plus HP, it's solid. And then kind of the reverse thing, 31 speed, 20 plus special defense, 20 plus speed, and then that's, or 20 plus, sorry, defense. How did I mistake defense for speed? Been breeding for too long, clearly. And then if we get a randomly nice roll in the nature, that'd be pretty cool. Next up is a super important Ferrothorn breed, because I didn't have this before. I didn't have a Leech Seed Ferrothorn, which is hyper important because it is an egg move. Leech Seed Ferrothorn was really good against raids during the Lunar New Year beta test. And it's an egg move, so I didn't have this. My other one had Ingrain, which isn't nearly as good. So here we're getting a 2 times 31 in defense and defense, possibly 30 HP, 24 plus attack. This is a phenomenal Ferrothorn. You want the low speed on it for gyro ball damage as well. The only thing is randomly rolling nature. A lot of natures could work here. Careful would be good. Impish, I believe. Brave would be fantastic. Relaxed, sassy, all of those would work. There's a lot of things that could work here, so I'm hoping for some decent luck on that. But there's some good options. Next up, Metagross. Whew, beautiful breed here. 25 plus in every single stat except for obviously, just go full physical. HP, attack, defense, beautiful. 31 speed is perfect. Just gotta hope for the nature roll. Next up, a Volcarona breed, which is a lot of fun, a really fun Pokemon. Pretty simple stuff here. 25 plus HP, 31 defense, 31 speed. 31 defense is actually super relevant for Volcarona. You actually really do want it to have a super high defense stat. Some people even run bold on Volcarona in PvP. You can actually go check, because what you can do, Quiver Dance raises your special defense, right? So if you go bold and use other ways to raise your defense, you can become pretty decently unkillable, even though you're 4 times weak to rock. Really powerful Pokemon, Volcarona, Quiver. One of the, when people think of Quiver Dance, they think of Volcarona. This Pokemon can get out of hand in like a turn or two and just start dominating. After one Quiver Dance, this Pokemon can sweep teams. So hopefully we get a medium roll on that special defense, and then I'm not really hoping for a nature roll. It's kind of too much to ask for, but would be incredible. Weezing. Weezing's become a really good Pokemon with Reactive Gas, so having a Reactive Gas Weezing for OU is super important at this point. I had a really good Weezing for a super long time for the NU tier, way before Reactive Gas was added, but now that Reactive Gas is around, I want to have one for the OU tier just in case I want to play. Pretty typical Weezing, like good defenses, special attack, decent enough for Sludge Bomb spam or Flamethrower, can be good in certain metas and stuff. Yeah, just 25 plus to 20 plus in every stat, a nice little tanky boy. Next up, we got an Alpha Xatu breed, 31 defense. Once again, super relevant on this Pokemon, so it's going to be tanking some hits. Xatu represents the UU Magic Bounce Pokemon. And here we see what I love to joke about / cry about, a Master Balled Alpha. I would bet you my life savings that I probably bought this Xatu for around 37k. So this guy used one of his only 5 Master Balls he'll ever have on his PokeMMO account in the history of time on a Xatu that he sold for 37k. This is why you don't use Master Balls on alphas. It is one of the noobiest mistakes and biggest mistakes you can make in PokeMMO. You know, if you've already done it, that's okay. I mean, mistakes happen. What are you going to do? You got to try to move on. But in the future, please refrain from Master Balling alphas, or do it to spite me. I don't really care. 31 defense, 31 special attack, and then possibly rolling 2 more 31s over here. This could potentially become a 4x31 breed, which would be ridiculous. Lot of RNG here. Should be a fun breed. And then a Zangoose breed, because shiny Zangoose is unbelievably fucking gorgeous. That blue, 25 plus in HP, special defense, and speed. Having that 31 in special defense, funnily enough, and then 31 in attack. Gonna make this a nice guy. Hopefully Adamant or Jolly Nature would be a beautiful, beautiful Zangoose. You definitely really do want 31 speed on Zangoose. I will say it's in a really unfortunate speed tier at 90 speed where it just never really ends up being fast enough. I really want Zangoose to be good. I feel like Zangoose needs its hidden ability, Toxic Boost, I believe, making it be able to hold a Toxic Orb and get faster once it's poisoned. That would be a really big deal. Zangoose needs a buff for sure, and I'm here to support the Zangoose fans out there, which I know there are some of in my audience. Next up is a Shelgon breed, creating a 2x31 Bagon hidden ability access, which is kind of relevant. I think it's Moxie, right? So Moxie, 31 attack, 31 speed Bagon, 20 plus in defenses and HP, just needs a solid nature roll, and that could be an absolute beast. And then next up, an Alpha Garchomp breed, one of the more expensive. Like, Alpha Garchomp's kind of expensive Pokemon, but we're actually turning it into a Bagon here, as you can see. This is going to be a special attacking Bagon. So I've got my physical Bagon here for Dragon Dance, and then I think most of the time, Salamence nowadays, is it in UU at the moment? I think it might be in UU. Absolutely, yeah, dominating the tier in UU, dude. 36%, almost 37% usage, 55% win rate, timid, choice spec. So special attacking, Salamence actually doing better at the moment, which is interesting. So that's why I wanted to go ahead and make one of those as well. I don't really have any, I'm not used to, but this is gonna have to get a high roll on the speed there to be super good, honestly. A lot of these Pokemon might just need to end up getting bred twice. Like that Shelgon, if that rolls low speed, it's just going to be the start of a breed, you know, and kind of end up getting bred. And maybe the next breeding extravaganza, maybe I'll keep it that long. Maybe I won't. Next up, we got a Gibble breed, 31 attack and speed, Jolly Gibble. These go, I think I got this because it's profit. I probably paid like 100k or something to set up this breed, and I think these go for like 150k. Double 31 Jolly Nature Gibble, one of the most desired Pokemon. Next up, we got a Dragonite breed, 3x31 HP, speed, special defense. Could high roll, hoping to mid roll the attack there. The defense is unsavable, obviously. Hidden ability access is relevant, and then we need a nature roll here. Next up, a breed you don't see every day, a Cubchoo breed, which is kind of cool. 25 plus, most likely, as long as it medium rolls in attack, defense, defense, and then 31 HP and 31 speed. Just a fun, I love Beartic, underrated, fun Pokemon, can be used in Hail and NU. And then another 4x31 Horsey, modest nature, correct nature, hopefully this HP at least medium rolls to 20. That'll kind of be a big deal. This will be fantastic. I do want to build a rain team for OU, so I can show, I would love to do a guide showing new players, hey, like rain's kind of broken for new players. You can kind of just play pretty brain dead and climb some ranked. It's a great way to learn the OU tier. Getting a little bit of in-game lag, but we're going to continue forward. Totodile and Ditto. Beautiful Totodile breed. 31 speed, 20 plus in every other stat, 27 plus attack. Just have to randomly roll the nature again. And then another Voltorb breed, because, well, this one, to be fair, this is an Alpha Voltorb. And dude, oh, I wish there is there one on the market? I would love to show you guys if I could show you a Shalfa Voltorb or Electrode. For those who don't know, Shalfas have, oh, there's none. Shalfas have a beautiful yellow glow instead of the traditional alpha glow. So if you've never seen a Shalfa, they are gorgeous looking shinies. And specifically having that blue, it'd be kind of similar to this, but like having that blue, what's a good example? Like maybe Gliscor. Yes, this kind of look to me, having that light blue surrounded by the yellow, particularly like Gliscor having like the yellow accents. This is a perfect Shalfa, actually. I think Electrode would make for a really cool looking Shalfa. And then another Electrode breed back to back. This one being kind of physically based, I guess, for explosion and some fun. Why not? And then a lot of rolls here. This could medium roll, and be really good, or be a pain in the ass. We'll have to see how the dice roll on that one. Then another Skarmory breed. Haven't seen one of those. A really cheap Skarmory breed. 25 plus HP, defense, special defense. Just a really simple tank Pokemon with impish nature, so correct nature, but just a really cheap, could once again make and train up and sell for 50k as a super good beginner Skarmory comp. People always ask me what my favorite Pokeyen, what my favorite money-making method is, you know, in PokeMMO, and in all honesty, it is making mediocre or like beginner competitive Pokemon. I really, really thoroughly enjoy taking Pokemon that are useless on their own, breeding them together just to create a simple enough Pokemon that can be used in competitive, pretty competitively, and then EV training them and XP training them up to level 50, and then just selling them for 50 to 80k. I love that stuff. It's super fun. It's kind of like, it's almost like taking a piece of coal and, you know, refining it into a diamond. It feels that satisfying to me. And then you're also usually selling those off. You're selling those off to two different players. You either sell it off to a you know, a new player who's trying to learn PvP, which is awesome that I'm supporting those players, or you're selling it to a veteran player who is just trying to test if that Pokemon will actually work well in his team and if he wants to commit to getting a better IV one. So I love doing that kind of stuff. Next up, a Bagon. 3 times 31 guaranteed. The speed is unsavable, but 20 plus HP is a really, really good start to a breed. We'll probably get bred after to get that speed up, 31 or whatever. That's a really solid middle tier breed. Next up, this is a, oh man, if this rolls nature, this is going to be big shmoney. 20 plus HP, 26 plus defense, 3 times 31 attack and speed on a hidden ability access Gibble. Beautiful breed, just needs a lucky nature roll. And this is why we double check stuff. I must have been too exhausting when I created this breed because obviously I reversed the braces on them. But here is an alpha Abomasnow breed, which is going to come out as 4 times 31 on an Abomasnow, which I love. I think this Pokemon will be made for a really beautiful Shalfa, and I like Abomasnow. It's a fun Pokemon. I like that it's a hail setter. It has that ability to actually come in and set hail. That's super fun. Hopefully the special defense medium rolls. The attack can low roll. It can do whatever. That's fine. Please, dear Arceus, let this at least medium roll. A low roll on special defense there would suck. That'd be super unfortunate. Next up, a hidden ability access Magikarp / Gyarados. So hidden ability access Gyarados is the most desired Pokemon, the best Pokemon for storyline runs in PokeMMO. So people need these, new players need these, alt accounts need these. 31 attack, hopefully 20 plus speed. This is just a beautiful, beautiful, fantastic. It's low HP, unfortunately, but the best storyline Pokemon in PokeMMO. All right, just a few more breeds left in box number 3. Next up, we have a Phoebus breed, a notoriously rare Pokemon / rare shiny to shunt for. Beautiful breed, 3 times 31 in some of its most important stats, 25 plus hopefully in defense and special defense. Just needs a nature roll once again. I don't know if the hidden ability is actually relevant. Yeah, you definitely want to actually turn it into Marvascale instead. Aerodactyl. Aerodactyl is a weird Pokemon because Aerodactyl has hidden ability access, but it doesn't show it in the Pokedex. This is one of the only Pokemon in game that I know of that is like this, which is really, really strange. So it does actually have access to Unnerve, but the Pokedex doesn't display that, which is a small glitch. Or just bug in the game, whatever you want to call it. This is going to come out super fantastic. 31 speed, 31 attack, 31 HP. You'd have to do more breeds to get up the defense and special defense, but honestly, most of the time, Aerodactyl is so frail anyway that you're kind of just putting a focus sash on it and either trying to do as much damage as possible before it goes down, or using it to just set up stealth rocks and be a taunt lead. So honestly, I might just end up still using it with these low defenses. They just don't really matter, but it depends on the nature roll once again, of course. Another Aerodactyl breed, because it's a super rare shiny, being a fossil shunt, as well as getting some good IVs onto one would be fantastic. Hopefully, I guess a high roll we're rooting for on that defense. Kind of a rough thing to root for, but it'd be fantastic if it happens. And then it'd be like 20 plus and everything. 3 times 31 Aerodactyl, hard to go wrong. Next up, we have, I believe, a Chansey breed. Yep, 3 times 31 on a Chansey, allowing this to become a Blissey, because you actually need special attack IV on a Blissey, because it can actually dish out some damage with like thunders or you know, fireball. And they, like, in these situations, like, you might want to run Ice Beam on a Chansey or a Blissey, for example, to like threaten out Garchomp. You can do that, or like Fire Blast for Scizor, for example. But Chansey special attack stat, you can't really do that on. So if it has special attack stat, I usually go Blissey. If not, usually go Chansey. That's kind of how I think about it. A fantastic Chansey breed. Now this is most likely going to be a Hitmontop breed, since Hitmontop is the most used Hitmon right now, especially in NU. As you can see, Hitmontop has a 51% win rate, 30% usage, second most used Pokemon in all of NU. Fantastically powerful Pokemon. Yeah, Hitmontop is super, even in doubles as well. I think Hitmontop is really good in doubles. Yeah, like 5th most used Pokemon in all of doubles. Wow, Zapdos popping off in doubles. Jeez. Looks like 2 times 31, 20 plus in every stat that it needs. Just hoping for a nature roll. And then next up, actually losing the alpha here, which is kind of funny, but I think it's worthwhile. We're going to go ahead and get ourselves a 3 times 31 Adamant Blitzel slash Zebstrika. A lot of people don't really care about Zebstrika, but it's a fun Pokemon. I think it's cool. I don't know. I'm just kind of a fan, so it's a fun little breed for me to have one. One of those few electric physical attackers, and generally physical electric types aren't very good. And here's the final breed for box number 3, a 2x31 Bagon. Super missing its defenses pretty much, but does have 20 plus speed, so hopefully we'll get that rebred at some point and get it working, but it's pretty solid for now, a good start. And then similar thing with this Eevee, I mean 20 plus special attack, 20 plus special defense, that's nice, but it's fully missing HP and defense, but 31 speed, probably a cheap breed, really good for that Eevee. And that completes box number 3. Right here, so we're 75% done. One more box to talk about. All right, let's get to this final box, guys. I am super excited to actually go breed these and have that rare shiny chance. So let's go through them. All right, Dratini. Oh my god, it's a beautiful breed. I haven't seen it in a while. 2x31 HP and speed, and then 25 plus in every other stat. Just hoping for some sort of usable nature. Next up, Gyarados. 2x31. Hopefully a medium roll on defense. Everything else is looking good, and then maybe a nature roll. Hidden ability access. Hidden ability access, super good. Next up, an Axew, 2x31, attack and speed. Hoping for at least a medium roll on this defense. Both other defenses in HP are 20 plus. Just need a nature roll and a medium roll. Over to the Wurmple, 2x31. Oh, sorry, Trapinch, way better, way more better than a Wurmple, right? With that Flygon breed coming out. I don't have a single Flygon comp, so I think having a Dragon Dance Flygon would be a lot of fun. People love Flygon. I think trying to make Flygon work in OU would be cool. Even Flygon, I could see Flygon. Would Flygon be too broken in NU? Could this one ever fall to NU? I feel like it could. Look at this. 8% usage, 48% win rate. This is one of those mons that could maybe drop to NU. It might be too strong there, but I'm not sure. It'd be a good, like, kind of check slash, it'd be an interesting interaction with that in Blaziken, but really good breed. 2x31 here, 24 plus, and 22 plus. Like, this is gonna be a great Flygon. Hopefully a good nature roll. Next up, another analytic Magnezone breed, because I just love these. And it's a pretty cheap Shalfa, or like, you know, Alpha to go ahead and breed. Most likely going to be 2x31, but as you can see, technically possible this thing rolls 4x31, which would be insane, and then 25 plus in absolutely every stat. Crazy RNG on that breed, could turn out beautifully. Porygon breeds. Porygon's a super powerful Pokemon. Porygon, I think Porygon is super underrated in NU nowadays. It's not really ran at all, but it can be a really good Trick Room setter, really bulky with Eviolite and stuff. This Porygon's underrated. Recover access, Pokemon is underrated in NU. I'll say it now. So Porygon's really, really cool. 31 special attack at 20 plus, and hopefully every stat that it needs. It just needs to medium roll here, at least on the defense, and maybe get a nature roll. But how many, you know, with all these Pokemon where it's like, oh, it just needs a nature roll, like eventually some of them gotta hit, you know. Obviously not all of them are gonna hit, most of them won't hit, but if some of them hit, I'll be very, very happy. Next up, another Porygon breed, 2x31, special attack and speed, perfect, 20 plus in HP and defense, and then this special defense needs to medium roll. Similar situation, could also get a nature roll, but that'd be kind of the icing on top. That'd be pretty damn lucky. Beldum, 20 plus in every single stat, a physical Beldum, 31 attack, 20 plus speed, that's fine. I'll take it, a solid Beldum. Another Beldum breed, 20 plus in every single stat, putting 31 speed onto it, though. A good nature roll here could carry that and make a ton of money. Next up, a Diglett breed, almost like a Zoro breed, but no, a Diglett breed, because Zoro with 31 attack, not really useful. It's a pretty cheap field egg group breeder. Diglett breed, 2x31, attack and speed. You don't need much on Dugtrio. It's frail as all hell. You don't need any bulk on it, honestly. It's never going to keep it alive. 31 attack and speed, and then Jolly, or Adamant, depending, probably go Jolly, on Dugtrio, and then Arena Trap ability. It's able to do its job. It's really all you need. Next up, a Piloswine, 3x31, and then 28 plus. Wow, 27, 28 plus in the attack and speed. Really solid. I love Piloswine's a fantastic NU Pokemon. Fantastic NU Pokemon. And then Mamoswine, I always say, is a pretty underrated OU Pokemon, but it can depend on the metagame. But having that like access to Ice Shard, be able to womp out a Garchomp can be super, super good. And there's a lot of 4x ice weaknesses in the OU tier. And then here's just a Patrat breeder, 3x31, maybe 25 plus here, but 3x31, and then 27, 28 plus in attack and speed. Just a solid number. Nature roll here would go a long way on a good profit breed. I specifically said to make this breed male because I just want this to be a breed for profit. Next up, we've got double Kingdra breeds, 31 HP. Hopefully, the special attack at least medium rolls. That's a big one there. But then 20 plus in all other defenses and a good little nature roll. Hidden ability access on Kingdra, I don't think is relevant. Yeah, damp, you don't care for really at all. Next Kingdra breed, way better, way better. 2 times 31 in defense and special attack, and then 28 plus, 25 plus on the other defenses and stuff. That's a very, very, very good horsey. I love the idea of making like an Eviolite Seadra for NU. Same with like all the different Beldum breeds that I'm doing. I might end up turning one of those into like an Eviolite Metang for NU. Is it super good? Probably not, but maybe it could be, and it's a lot of fun. I like collecting. I'm more of a collector when it comes to PvP Pokemon. I do a lot more collecting than I do playing PvP, and even when I do, I usually play randoms PvP and do decent enough. So here we are, an Aerodactyl breed. Once again, one of those fossil Pokemon having that shiny chance. Hopefully we medium roll the attack, and if we do, it turns out pretty good. Need a decent nature as well. And then a Swablu, 2 times 31, 25 plus. Looks like a special attacking. Looks like it's pretty similar one-man army. This looks like it wants to be a one-man army Altaria. Very, very similar to the previous one, with less confirmation on that one. Next up, another hidden ability access Dratini breed. I mean, I just know what's profitable, and these are super profitable. 20 plus in HP attack, defense, and special defense, plus 31 speed, plus adamant nature. Beautiful, competitive Dragonite is going to come out of that with multi-scale. Next up, another Cubchoo breed. Not a really profitable one, but a fun one. Hopefully, we at least get a medium roll on the special defense. And then we have 31 speed, 31 defense, and then 22 plus or so in attack and HP. Next up, another Gallade breed. And you can tell whenever I breed a Gallade because I say make male specific on the rolls, because you have to have your roll to be a male to be able to turn it into a Gallade. And Gallade is one of those Pokemon. It got access to Justified, which is a different a hidden ability access. To be fair, this one doesn't even have hidden ability, so I didn't check. To be fair, I might have to figure that out or fix that. I hope my other Ralts does. I kind of forgot that was hidden ability access, so I might need to breed another Gallade actually in the future. But yeah, so you do need or this could be like a breeder, I guess, maybe. But 31 HP, 31 speed, 24 plus attack, defense, and special defense is good enough. Could be a super solid Gallade. Gallade's just kind of a hot Pokemon right now. Could be really good for the storylines. Justified Gallade might be insane for storylines. I'll do some more testing. Tropius, these stats are kind of all over the place. Don't really have any rhyme or reason. Tropius, do you want to make Tropius? I mean, that's why I say make it male. Do you want to make Tropius, special attacking, physical attacking? Doesn't matter. It's a Tropius. It's going to be bad no matter what. But, design-wise, Tropius is one of my favorite Pokemon. God damn, competitively, stats-wise, atrocious, horrible, unplayable, one might even say. And it's serious when I say it, dude. I'll be over here making Eviolite, Porygons for NU. So if I'm saying something's unplayable, it's probably pretty damn unplayable. Next up, a Charmander breed. Looking pretty solid, but the defense is unsalvageable. 25 plus HP and special attack. Double 31 there. Looking pretty solid. A special attack in Charizard, but not having access to its hidden ability Solar Power. Next up, another Tropius. 3 times 31. I love the idea. I really want a shiny Tropius. Tropius is actually one of those shinies that I want the most, probably in the game right now. And it's a really tough shunt. The best way to shunt a Tropius is to actually just single encounter at uncommon spots and hope for the best for it. So if I could randomly get a Shalfa, it'd be a dream come true. Another Tropius breed, 3 times 31, but then otherwise 25 plus in every other stat, looking super good. We have a Vaporeon breed here to make female, because paying to make a Eevee female is usually really worth it. 3 times 31 Alpha Eevee, 20 plus in the other stats. Beautiful, can be used for a lot of different purposes. And then a 3 times 31 Alpha Swinub, hoping for a medium roll on the special defense, randomly rolling nature. I just love Mamoswine and Piloswine, both very good Pokemon. Hit another hidden ability access, Dratini. Hopefully we get a medium roll at least on the HP. I like kind of shooting for those medium rolls because it's most likely, you have a 60% chance for that to happen, and like 80% chance for this to roll right, where it either goes medium or above. So the odds are in your favor with this sort of roll where you risk it. And I have 31 attack guaranteed, probably 29, 30 speed. There's a lot of good things that could happen. This is a fantastic hidden ability access Dragonite that could, if it randomly rolls nature, that's super competitive ready. not perfect. I mean, you do really want, to be fair, you do really want speed on Dragonite, but you know what? Once again, a lot of these breeds aren't perfect, so I'm not trying to overhype it or oversell it, but I have a lot of fun doing these, you know? And I bought a lot of these for really cheap prices, which is why a lot of these are kind of scrappy breeds. I usually end up making profit on these breeding extravaganzas. Now, I do kind of, what's it called, subsidize some of the profit by like also doing some fun breeds as well. So I could definitely be more profit orientated, but I like throwing in the fun breeds. 3x31 Swinub with 20 plus and the other stats that it needs to be a physical attacker. Next up, losing hidden ability or losing the alphaness of this, but it's worth it for a Sandile with hidden ability access, 2x31 HP and attack, 20 plus in speed and defense, and then hopefully the special defense, whatever. This is a nature roll is the biggest thing here. 31 special defense confirmed. And then the final two breeds to cover. I'm excited to be done with it. I'm sure you guys are as well. The buildup is worth it, though. I'm excited to breed these on stream and then hatch them slowly, agonizingly slowly off. Here we have another. I decided to go for another Hitmontop breed because Hitmontop is once again so good right now. So this turns both these Pokemon from being pretty mediocre into a really, really good probable Hitmontop. Now, to be fair, the nature roll could depend. I could make this a Hitmonchan or something. 31 HP, 25 plus attack, defense, special defense, speed. Beautiful, beautiful IVs for any sort of physical attacker and tanky Pokemon. And then lastly, nothing super special, an Alpha Spheal breed, 25 plus HP, 29 plus speed, and then 31 attack, defense, and special defense. A 3x31 Alpha to represent the last breed, which I think is pretty average. I think it's a pretty normal breed throughout this video. So that is everything covered. I will see you guys for the next section where I prep on stream, most likely, pop a dinner status, pop a shiny charm, get the exciting hype music going, and just see what can happen when I breed all these Pokemon. Thank you guys for watching up until this point. You're awesome for doing so, and I'll see you guys in a quick second. All right, what's up, fellas? Now, many of you may know me as Patrouski. Hopefully all of you know me as Patrouski, but today I am but a simple shunter, okay? I'm going to drop the name. We're just here to shiny hunt today, fellas. We're just here to be a person trying to achieve a goal, okay? I'm at 55,000 encounters dry. I've been shunting for a very, very long time. I've been all over the spectrum, and today I'm going to be creating all of these eggs. I have two huge breeds in my party, as you can see. This is the beginning of the creation of the beautiful eggs for the breeding extravaganza number 4. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and pop a donator status. In a second, we will pop a shiny charm. I will take a big clug of Mountain Dew to have enough fuel to push me through, and we're gonna try to get a hyper rare shiny. A hyper rare shiny to end the dry streak. Can we do it? Will we do it? How fast will the APM today be on the eggs? We'll have to see. All right, the Mountain Dew has been plugged. Everything is set and ready. Thousands of hours have led up to this moment. Let's just go ahead and get started. Hopefully my eggs aren't too sloppy. I haven't done this in quite a while, but let me show you guys what it looks like. We're gonna pop our charm. Wish me the best of luck over there. Not doing too shabby. I should have plenty of Pokeballs. You can be a lot faster than this. I'm kind of messing up. I don't care about the rare attribute. Yes, I want to go through with it. No, I don't want to choose. I just realized I didn't choose gender on those. I already made a huge mistake. Two of those were both supposed to be female. Oh no, Patrouski fumbles the bag. Not the biggest deal in the world, but a stupid mistake by me. Yes, I do want to pay for the gender. Yes, it's worth to pay the 21K. Off to a great start. Hey, I was too busy worrying about giving a shit speech. And then all right, well, you know what? We're gonna make the best of it. That's okay. That's the most PokeMMO thing. Now, the rest of these, a couple of these need to get bred male. We're going to take care of these, and that's pretty much it. Also, flame body ability. No, having flame body ability while making the eggs is bad. You don't want it. It's not really useful unless you're going for like super, because what it does is it messes up the tickers of the eggs, so they actually won't line up. So you don't really save any time. Also, having a shiny at the lead of your party is really important because you can't accidentally breed a shiny with a Ditto, whereas you could accidentally breed like a non-shiny Chandelure with Flame Body with a Ditto, and that would be disastrous. All right, here it is, fellas. The final 2 eggs to be made for the egg creations of the breeding extravaganza. Let's get these done. and we'll see what it looks like in our PC. I do actually have one extra Carvana alpha that I bred on accident while creating the breeds. But here it is. 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes, 360, 120 possible hyper rare shiny eggs to hatch. And this is one Carvana egg as well, which is an extra one that I made. So we're going to go ahead and add one. We're going to make these 2, but these aren't really part of the breeding extravaganza. Just a couple possible rares. We're going to add 126, I believe, to our encounter counter here in a sec. We're going to go single encounter shunt for the rest of this charm and make these eggs, obviously. And then we will hatch the eggs and see if we can get something spicy. All right, I am back after quite a bit of time and all of the eggs have hatched. I'm going to go through each and every single breed and decide whether to keep or sell off that Pokemon. First things first, 2 of our biggest breeds, the Alpha Larvitar came out relaxed nature. Not the best, especially since I came out with 31 speed. That plus defense minus speed nature is not perfect, but honestly, in my opinion, it's usable. It allows me to go ahead and go mixed on the T-Tar if I would like to, especially packing that 28 special attack IV. I can go ahead and slot in something like Fire Blast or Ice Beam. This thing's coverage can kind of be insane, and it's fun to catch out those Scissors or other Pokemon with that sort of attack or coverage. So Larvitar is going in the keep box really quick, just like that. I also have my Carvana down here, which I actually bred accidentally, but it's still technically kind of part of the breeding extravaganza. Speed boost, naive nature, came out fantastic. 24 plus, 20 plus. You can actually go mixed on Sharpedo is a huge benefit of it. You end up, I think, slotting in Ice Beam most of the time with these stats. It could be a pretty threatening Pokemon. Next up is our Zorua with the particle effect and everything. I don't remember if I Everstoned this or if it just randomly rolled the modest nature. I feel like I might have Everstoned it, but I could be incorrect. 2 times 31, Alpha Zorua, 25 plus special attack, 31 speed, modest. I'm super happy with this. Just a really, really nice Zorua. Some people probably prefer Timid. Timid might be kind of slightly better, but I like how the Zorua came out. Next up, unfortunately, the 5 times 31 Vanillite didn't roll a good nature. It came out sassy, but that's okay. I mean, that's how these things go. Like, I'm rolling a pretty low chance, you know, for that 5 times 31 to come out like that. So that's gonna go in the sell box, the sell pile. Next up, Dratini, 2 times 31. I don't know if it randomly rolled this nature. You guys probably compare the footage better than I can, honestly. Hasty is not bad here, though. 31 speed, 28 attack, 20 plus special. I wish the special attack was a little bit higher to have that hasty nature, but honestly, going a little more aggressive, having Draco Meteor slotted in, plus being able to be a mixed Dragonite, this could be solid-ish. Not as good with multi-scale having access now, obviously, but you know what? I think I'm gonna go ahead and sell this, even though it's a fantastic Dragonite. I just don't know if I need more Dragonites. But that could be something I go ahead and actually double check really quick. I don't know how many Dragonite comps I have, if any. You know what? With that quick search, we're going to go ahead and move that over to keep. But I can't keep everything, so I'm going to have to stop keeping some stuff. Next up, this Cleffa. Once again, I don't remember if I ever stoned this nature or not because it's so damn good. This is actually like a perfect nature for Clefable. This is exactly what you want, is bold. So if this was randomly rolled, this is super lucky. If not, yeah, it's just a super cool thing to see. Next up, we have a Didlet, Bashful Nature, 2 times 31, nothing special. That's going to get sold off or could be rebred. Magnemite came out impish. Unfortunately, a pretty poor nature for this thing. Now, I could go ahead and try to rebreed this thing, which could be an option, or I could sell it. The issue is if I try to sell this thing, it's going to be quite the awkward sell. I'm not going to lie, it may take a while, but I'm going to put it in the sell box for the time being. Beldum came out serious nature, fantastic IVs, 31 speed. I know that I'll make profit on that breed. Beldums can go for a solid amount, especially with raids possibly coming out. Metagross was super good for raids during the beta test. Next, Beldum. Once again, no good nature roll. That's okay. Gentle, still fantastic stats for what I paid for it. We're going to put that in the sell box. Sassy Porygon. Unfortunate. Great stats. Great IVs. Perfect placement. 31-31 in special attack and speed. Not really a good nature, unfortunately. Could work. I mean, Sassy could work on a normal Porygon in NU. So, I mean, for that purpose, we'll honestly keep it for the time being. I kind of make a decision later down the road, but I could use this for NU. But what's the point of having that 31 speed on? I'd rather go like 3 times 31 in HP defense and special defense at that point. Next up, Magikarp, Jolly, 31 attack, 31 HP. I don't know if it randomly rolled once again. I don't think this one did. Fantastic Carp. I think this is one worth at least keeping in EV training, so I'm going to keep it, and I'll EV train it up and then sell it off later on. If it's like ready to be used, If it's ready to be used, I think I'm going to go ahead and just keep it to EV train it and sell it off. Like, it's a lot more fun for me. I enjoy that. Swinub, this must have not been Everstone. I don't think I would Everstone Careful Nature, but this is a fantastic nature. Packing that thick fat, being able to resist fire type attacks even more on the ice type and everything with Careful Nature is super, super nice. This is super solid. Yeah, this is a fantastic, fantastic Piloswine, and it's honestly a Pokemon that I've needed for quite a while for the NU tier. I don't really have a good Piloswine for NU, I feel like. Next up, Dratini, Adamant Nature, incredible. I'm pretty sure I Everstoned this. Super, super solid Dratini. The low special attack set doesn't matter. Everything else is exactly what it needs. We're definitely going to keep that. Apparently, I need a lot more good Dragonite comps than I realized. Axew didn't come out with a good nature, unfortunately. This is a fantastic, fantastic breeder, though, and will sell super quickly. 2x31 female Axew. Someone could make that into a great Haxorus just with one quick, simple breed. Next up, Aerodactyl. 20 plus in attack, double 31s here, 25 plus speed. The attack's a little low. The nature didn't roll. We're going to go ahead and sell that one off. Next up, another Porygon, looking at Rash Nature. I think I might have Everstoned this just to be a little safe about it, but I don't need myself a Rash Porygon unless they're super good in raids. We're going to throw that in the sell pile. Next up, a Horsey came out Jolly. That's not useful at all, unfortunately. We're going to put that in the sell pile. Eevee came out Bashful. This was like the Espeon possible one, I believe. Came out Male. I'm going to put that in the sell pile. Tropius came out Jolly, which is super nice. It must have randomly rolled a 31 special attack since, I don't know, Tropius, it's hard. Like, do you go physical? Do you go special? Doesn't really matter. It's still a Tropius. I've tried to make this Pokemon work. You can put Dragon Dance on it, which is neat for it being physical, but usually you want to have access to that, like, solar power ability and have it under Sun or Chlorophyll, right? Yeah. Usually you go special to abuse these things, but it's tough, man. It's still Tropius. Impossible to make this Pokemon work, but I'm going to go ahead and put this in the keep pile. Next up, another Tropius. Gentle Nature, Male. That makes for a better breeder. We can sell that one. All right, some more Swinubs. This one came out Jolly. This is an S tier. Incredible Mamoswine. I don't know if that was ever... I feel like this must have been randomly rolled. This is 3x31, so that's an S tier. Incredible random roll. We're definitely going to keep that one. Lonely Nature. Definitely a random roll. I know I would have never ever stoned a Lonely Nature. That's incredible. We're going to EV train that one up and sell that one off. Naive, Sandile, that works. Honestly, usable nature on a Crocodile, in my opinion. Definitely going to go ahead and keep that. Another Careful Swinub. However, unfortunately, on this Swinub, it seems like the special defense must have low rolled or average rolled. Maybe I was hoping for a high roll. I don't know. But yeah, that special defense roll is definitely unfortunate. However, it's still a pretty solid Pokemon. It's still a pretty good, mediocre comp-ish in my opinion. Even though it's like 3x31 correct nature, just that slightly low special defense hurts it a lot. Next up, Yanma. Modest Nature Alpha Yanma, a Pokemon that I really, really super wanted. We're going to go ahead and keep that one. Beautiful, beautiful Pokemon. Beautiful Shalfa if it came out that way. Next up, some more Pokemon to go through. Horsey, Naive Nature. Double 31. I don't need this. I'm going to go ahead and sell this. I could, train it up or do something with it, but I don't know. I don't think it's worth keeping in my opinion. Swablu didn't roll a usable nature. We're going to go ahead and sell that. Dratini came out Modest. Interesting for this to come out Modest. I am going to go ahead and sell that. Let someone else breed away with that. Tyrogue came out Calm. I think I'm... Oh, no. Calm is bad. Calm is unfortunate. Oh, man. I'm going to have to, do something with that, unfortunately. What's this Charmander before I put it in the sell pile? Jolly Nature Charmander. Low defense stat, though, is unfortunate. High attack. This could be like a Belly Drum Charizard. Physical Charizard just isn't really a thing anymore. It's with solar power access, it's just kind of off the table, but it's funny. People wouldn't expect Belly Drum Charizard, that's for sure. I'll put it in the keep for the time being. Make myself a Belly Drum Zard. Next up, another Yanma. Came out Quiet Nature. It's female. It's going to be a little bit tougher of a sell, unfortunately, but I don't want to mess around with it. We're going to sell it off. Modest Tropius. Must have high rolled that attack stats. I don't think I would have braced that. This is incredible. Modest. I don't know if it randomly rolled nature. This is just a fantastic Tropius. We're definitely going to go ahead and keep and use under Sun. Swablu, Bold Nature. This is a perfect one-man army Swablu. We're going to keep one of those. Frillish came out Sassy Nature. I don't know if that was Everstone or not, but that's a great usable nature. We'll go ahead and take that. I will definitely keep that. I need myself a Jellicent. I don't have a solid Jellicent. What happened to this Vanillite? This special attack stat is abysmal. That must have been an embarrassing low roll that I risked a bunch on. That is going in the sell pile. Apologies if my voice is a bit raspy. I'm kind of recovering from my bachelor party weekend, so I appreciate any understanding with that. Moving on, Sunkern, 3 times 31, 26 plus in the other stats. Timid nature, this is fantastic. We're going to keep this little Sunkern today. Next up, a modest one, but the speed, it must have low rolled or something. Oh, that's unfortunate. And it's female, so it's a tougher breed to sell. This one's perfect. We're going to keep that one. Oh man, what do we do with something like this? I think we just go ahead and sell it off, even if it's going to be a little awkward. Archon, finally have myself. Dude, you guys have no idea. I guess you do with the previous clips, like how long I've been sitting on this Archon to try to fix it. I've wanted to have a competitive Archeops for an extremely long time. Rash nature is pretty unusable on this. Yep, that's going to be in the sell box. Forgot that I bred myself a Alpha Ghastly, a pretty expensive alpha right now, Alpha Ghastly / Gengar. Must have high rolled the physical attack and it came out modest. Perfection tier Alpha Gengar. Next up we got a Starmie, came out Quiet Nature. This must have been one of the dirt cheap breeds that I did. It still needs nature unfortunately, but the IVs were honestly fantastic. So Beldum, another gentle nature Beldum, unfortunately. This one's a modest Beldum. Man, a lot of the nature rolls on the Beldums, none of them really working out, but that's okay. Adamant, Blitzel, 3 times 31. I mean, that's perfection. I don't know if that was Everstoned or not, but it's great. Next up, a Ralts that I definitely wanted to turn into a Gallade. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and keep that. That's perfect. Lonely nature, plus 20 plus and all those stats. Gallade is just kind of up in stocks nowadays. Next up, Beldum with Sassy nature. This is usable. This is for sure usable. I'll put that over in the keep pile. Patrat Jolly. This is just a phenomenal. So this is actually going to go in the sell box, but this is so good. Jolly Patrat, 30 attack, 28 speed, triple 31 like this. This is just, when you think of a great breeder, this is just perfection. It's a fantastic breeder. Next up, Adamant Ralts male, another Gallade on the menu. We'll take it. I need as many Gallades as possible for PVM stuff and just to have one for PvP. Yamask coming out, calm nature, nothing super special. This is a really cheap breed. I'll go ahead and at least EV train it up before I sell it off. Next up, another Yamask, relaxed nature, really cheap breed, really simple. We'll put it in the keep pile to EV train and then sell later. I do want to keep 1 or 2 Cofagrigus comps. Sassy Sunkern Alpha, I mean, that's just going to get sold off. Sure, why not? Trapinch came out docile nature, unfortunately. Man, I kind of want to rebreed this. I'm going to put this in keep because I actually want to specifically rebreed that and get myself a... I don't have a good Flygon, so I want to have at least 1 good Flygon. This Eevee, Calm Nature, this is perfect. This works. I can turn this into an Espeon or kind of a couple different things if I want to. We're going to put that in the keep pile. Cubchoo, unusable nature, solid stats, 31 speed, 20 plus and everything else. I mean, solid enough. Man, I want a good Cubchoo. Is this the Cubchoo that I kind of need to work with? Honestly, the answer is maybe. The answer is maybe, specifically because it's female, so it'll be cheaper to rebreed, and it'll be less good to sell. I'm going to hold on to Cubchoo. Next up, another Beldum. Adamant Nature, incredible. We're definitely going to keep it, whether we sell it off, you know, actually at the end, whatever, right? Modest Nature, Sunkern, we keep those all day. I could actually sell it as a fantastic breeder, to be fair. Actually, yeah, now that I think about it, that's better sold as a breeder since it's male. People, you know, I have plenty of Sunkerns in my boxes that I'm going to be keeping. People aren't looking for competitive Sunfloras very often. You know, that's more of a me thing. I'm probably one of the few people looking for that competitive Sunflora. So let's go ahead and just sell that as a good breeder for the egg group. Horsey came out Serious Nature. Unfortunately, Alpha Horsey, we'll go ahead and sell that off. Spiritomb came out Brave. I mean, hilariously, I mean, it's not good, but it's not unusable. Its speed is pretty irrelevant. And you're kind of just buffing its attack stat, which is not really going to matter too much either, but it could be worse, I guess. Alpha Spiritomb, how do I feel about this? I'm going to go ahead and keep it for the time being. I don't know for sure. Next up, Nidoran, came out Hardy Nature. We're going to sell this off as a fantastic breeder. That's totally fine. And that is our first 60 Pokemon actually sorted through. So 60 more Pokemon to go through. We're halfway done on, you know, just going through and processing everything. Gibble, 31 speed, hidden ability access, 20 plus in the other stats actually relevant. We're going to sell that though. That's interesting. The solid starter breed for somebody, and it came out female, which is nice. Quiet Nature Ferroseed. Ugh, unusable, unfortunately. Unusable, but the 2x31 and everything is great. We're going to sell that, I think. Quiet Nature Gibble. Oh, man, you're killing me here, Gibble. Careful Squirtle. Ah, this is the Water Spout 20 plus. Unfortunately, Careful was unusable. That's really sad, but that's okay. It happens. Timid Magnemite. I don't think this was ever stoned. If that's a nature roll, I don't know. I don't remember. If that's a nature roll, that's incredible. That's S tier. The perfect nature roll. We're gonna keep it for sure. Next up, Cryogonal. I have a lot of Cryogonals. I'm gonna go ahead and try to sell this one. I think. I don't know if it'll probably be a tough sell. Adamant Quillfish. I think that wasn't an Everstone. That's a really good nature roll. Super lucky there. Yanma, Relaxed Nature. Unfortunate nature, but it's male. So that'll be a good one to go ahead and sell off as a breeder. Adamant Shuckle. I mean, not a usable nature, obviously. We'll sell it off as a breeder. Hardy Slackoth. The Slackoth came out pretty mediocre, unfortunately. I'm going to keep it to try to rebreed it. Next up, we have a Deerling. Patrouski Star OT. I must have messed something up big there. I think it was previously a messed up breed, which is kind of funny because it's impossible for me to actually breed a Patrouski OT Star Pokemon since my Pokedex is complete. So, kind of weird to see. But anyways, came out Careful Nature. Technically usable, but man, dude, on a competitive Sawsbuck, you really want that Adamant or Jolly Nature. Like, the Pokemon's weak enough already. Having a good nature is pretty damn important. Same with this kind of Litwick. Like, Bold Nature is usable. I'm gonna keep these, honestly. Bold Nature is usable, but you're really looking for Timid or Modest. Like, having plus defense isn't really gonna help Chandelure. Like, I don't think it's that physically defensive. It's honestly better than I expected, but not surviving many attacks. But I don't know, maybe, I don't know, man, maybe I gotta do some weird, I could possibly what are the odds you could make some flame body, you know, defensive Chandelure work with Ghost Fire type? Probably not likely, but you know what, it's kind of funny. Krabby, Naive Nature, honestly kind of usable. We'll train this attack and speed and just sell it off as a mediocre comp. Yanma, not usable nature, low defense. That's going to be a sell. I honestly don't want to be messing around with that. Modest Slackoth, you don't want to see it. That'll just get sold. Oh man, that's not gonna sell for like anything either, unfortunately. That's okay. Moving on, Vanillite. Modest, that's a big hit. Modest, double 31 speed and special attack. Perfect Vanillix comp. That's incredible. Okay, Dratini, what happened here? Like, pretty mediocre. No, dude, just a whatever breed. Still honestly going to sell it. Probably still a profit, you know, with that hidden ability access Dratini. Brave Natured Magikarp. What is going on here? We're going to put that in the sell box. Mild Deerling. Mild, not usable at all, but a pretty good Deerling stat-wise, and it's an alpha. I kind of want to rebreed this, but I'm going to sell it as a breeder since it's male. If it was female, I would actually keep it to rebreed it for myself, but next up, Scraggy, Naive Nature. Speed is kind of unusable. The question is, do I keep this to rebreed it? I kind of want to. Honestly, it wouldn't be that crazy. I'll see what it sells for first, and then maybe we'll come back and keep it. Didn't expect it to be like this, but I'm actually dead even on my keep and sell right now, which is, I feel like usually I expect to sell a lot more than I keep, but I also can be a little bit of a Pokemon hoarder. Next up, another Beldum, Bashful Nature, great stats. That'll sell for a fine amount. Mild Larvesta. I mean, but the special defense low roll, I don't want to mess with that. I am going to just sell that off. I guess I could EV train this. Man, I could EV train this and sell it for a bit more, but is it really going to be that much more to where it's worth? This is an awkward. I feel like it's better to sell as a breeder. I think it's just too awkward. Zangoose came out Lonely. I mean, that's usable. It's not great. Zangoose is nothing perfect by any means, but sure, dude, whatever. We'll take it. Natu, docile nature, but still honestly a really cool, like, Natu. Could be rebred pretty easily because of the female gender, which is super good. We're going to sell that off to someone who needs it for UU. Or Zatu. Zatu's, I'm pretty sure, is in UU. If Zatu ever dropped to NU with Magic Bounce, I mean, that would be super relevant, but we'll see. Voltorb, 3x31 Voltorb. Nothing special. We'll just sell this off. Get it out of the boxes. Another Yanma. Huge fan of this Pokemon. Really good IVs, honestly. Bold Nature makes it kind of awkward. I'm going to sell it off. We got Slackoth up next. Great Slackoth. Man, just missing that nature. We're going to sell that one off, I think. Dratini, female. Lonely, usable. You know what? We're going to keep that. EV train it, sell it off after that, or keep it. We'll see how many Dragonites I need. Quirky Yanma. Male nature, though, or male gender, sorry. That makes it better to sell off. Another Voltorb we'll just go ahead and sell. Next up, a lonely Horsey. Yep, sorry, Horsey, you're going to stay lonely because we're going to sell you off, dude. Don't really need that nature. Lonely Vanillite. Same with you, man. Staying lonely. Naughty Riolu. Now, we're a fan of that around here, so we're going to go ahead and keep the Naughty Riolu. It's going to be a good physical attacker for us. Gibble. Quiet nature. Oh, we're going to sell it off, dude. We're going to sell it off. Calm natured Bagon. Calm Bagon with 4 special attack. Not ideal. We can sell it off. About 25 more Pokemon to sort through. We're going to keep going. Phoebus, I'm just not a huge fan of Melodic. I kind of just bred it for the shiny chance and just to have a breeder. Like, not really there for Melodic. So, you know what? We're going to sell that one. Naughty Cubchoo. There we go. There's a Beartic breed. Okay. I was hoping to get myself one Cubchoo / Beartic usable. There we go. There it is. That'll do. Bagon Relaxed Nature. I think I'm going to sell that one off. It's almost keepable. Jolly on the Dratini. Low special defense, but you know what? That's actually still worth to keep, in my opinion, an EV train. Adamant Coughing. What was this for? Did I want this to come out adamant? No, I definitely didn't. This nature is horrible for this Pokemon. Oh, that's so unfortunate. This is like almost such a good Wheezing comp, but that nature. Oh, that nature. I need a reactive gas Wheezing, don't I? Oh, man, that's why I bred this, but the nature's unusable. Do I keep it to remind myself that I need a Wheezing? Nah, I think I just sell it off. And I'll have to hope to get one more in the future. Jolly Gibble 31 like this. That's for PVM and storyline playthroughs. We're going to sell that. 3x31 Voltorb. Serious Nature. Oh, man. Almost. Oh, it's Alpha too. Would have been a great Shalfa. Almost usable. Bashful Totodile. Great stats. Someone will be willing to buy that, I feel like, for a fair bit. Lax Aerodactyl, once again, a sell. Almost out of room here. Modest Horsey. Low rolled the HP IV. Oh, man, that's unfortunate. I'm going to keep it, though. We'll EV train it or just rebreed it. Definitely want to keep it. All right, continuing onward. Relaxed Bagon. You know what? I mean, that weirdly could work with the low speed. Just make it like a super tanky Salamence. Sure, dude. We could do something funny with that. Rocky Helmet, I know, is a thing. Wingull. Quirky Nature. I need a competitive Pelipper. I don't really have any of those, but that one's not going to be it. We're going to sell that one off. We're definitely selling off this Squirtle as well. I'm going to have to turn this box into cell number 2. Well, specifically cell breed number 2. Hilariously, I have way too many boxes. As you can tell, these are all boxes full of Pokemon that I need to sell. So after this breeding extravaganza, I'm going to have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 boxes of Pokemon to sell. Not looking forward to that, but we'll have to get it done at some point. I'll probably do a big like selling video where I show how much Pokeyen I make from just selling off the Pokemon I've been collecting in my boxes. But this Squirtle is a sell for sure. It's one of those gym rerun Squirtles, 20 plus in water spout access. Careful Natured Dratini. Man, almost good. That defense stat is super awkward. I guess I just sell that. It's so close to being good, man. Gentle Voltorb. Unfortunate. Around 10 more Pokemon to go. Will I get a shiny? Let's see. I'm saving the best for last. Aerodactyl. Missing the defense IV, but it's mostly okay as it's Naughty Nature. I mean, that's fine-ish. I'll keep it. You know what? I don't know. I'll probably just EV train it and then sell it off after. Adamant Chansey. What are you doing, Chansey? You don't do damage. That's going to get sold. Snover came out careful. Oh, dude, what are you doing to me? That's unfortunate. I would love a big, bad Alpha Abomasnow, but this one is not it. I'm just going to sell it off. Quiet Nature Sandile. Just going to sell it off. Bagon Brave. Just going to sell it off. And then 4 more Pokemon, and then 1 more that I'm saving off in a different box for just a specific special reason. Eevee coming up. What is this? Rash Eevee. 20 plus special attack. The attack 31 speed. Pretty simple, small breed. Just gonna get sold off. Nothing special. Impish Skarmory. I mean, that's a good nature, actually. Did that randomly roll? It's solid. We'll keep that, and we'll actually EV train that. Make that usable. Adamant Riolu. This is beautiful. We're gonna keep that for sure. Adamant Riolu. We'll take it. Oh, I just switched out the Tyro. 1 sec. Tyro Timid. Man, I would have loved a Hitmontop. I don't have a Hitmontop. I feel like for NU that I feel like is good enough. Oh, man. That's unfortunate. Not quite good enough. And then finally, the final Pokemon to go over is the Alpha Drillbur. Letting you guys know, I unfortunately didn't get a shiny this breeding extravaganza. So sorry about that, but that's how the dice roll, dude. We try our best. One day, I'm sure I'll get one in one of these breeding extravaganzas. I'll probably actually be breeding for profit, just kind of casually and hoping for a shiny upcoming in my stream. So if you want to check that out, I do usually stream Monday through Thursday at 12 p.m. ET. Come see if I randomly roll one of these rare shinies there. But about the actual Drillbur, I must have high rolled the special attack stat, like disregarding that, even it being like 25 plus in almost every single stat except for defense a little low, but like 26 attack, 31 speed, jolly. I must have Everstoned the nature, right? I must have, given the stats. Yeah, this is so good. This is a for sure keeper, a fantastic Drillbur, really high demand Pokemon in the OU tier right now with hidden ability access, Mold Breaker, Excadrill, Alpha Excadrill just being one of the most expensive alphas. I'm pretty sure that exists. Let's go ahead and double check really quick. Base price of around 550, 500k. Yeah, really happy with how that one came out. And that is everything. Quick recap. Here is all of the Pokemon I am keeping. All of these guys, around 52 Pokemon it seems is what I'm keeping. And then the rest I'm selling off in these two boxes. Millions of Pokeyen at work here. I'm sure I'll make some I'll probably make profit on around 60 to 80% of the breeds, and then I think I might have lost some money on like the Voltorb breeds and stuff. Like some of these aren't making money for sure, but even if I'm net neutral, even if I'm going net neutral on a lot of these breeds, I'm okay with that. A lot of the part of the breeding extravaganza is just kind of having these big roll breeds for fun and for that shiny chance. And it's also just to say thank you guys for 50,000 subscribers. I usually do these breeding extravaganzas as a thank you goal for those big sub milestones, and 50k is probably one of the biggest milestones, probably the second biggest subscriber milestone my channel will ever have. I always say that my end game goal on YouTube is to reach 100,000 subs. Now that doesn't mean that I'll stop YouTube at 100,000 subs, but it definitely means that like that's when I feel like I will have completed my goal and like done what I set out to do on YouTube. So thank you guys so much, and hopefully one day those who are watching me right now, some of you guys can see me also hit 100k subs if I earn it and if I put out good enough content and entertaining and helpful enough content to get there. I don't want to just get there because you guys feel bad for me, right? I'm here to hopefully provide some value to your everyday lives and to your PokeMMO experience. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you, seriously, from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. Make sure to like this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel for daily PokeMMO videos, sometimes big extravaganzas like this. Follow me on Twitch for streams Monday through Thursday at 12 p.m. ET. Discord's down below. And if you want to go above and beyond and support my content and allow me to do big projects like this, YouTube memberships, Twitch Primes, Twitch subs, and PayPal/Venmo help me out tremendously and allow me to make videos. Thank you all so much. Have a great day, and I will be seeing you guys later. Peace, Reno. Hey, thanks so much for watching the entire video all the way to the end. I really appreciate that, and I hope it was a positive asset to your day. And I also want to quickly say extra thank you to everybody whose name is on this list and goes above and beyond and allows me to do what I do. Thank you very much. Have a good one.